With Audrey, how about finding your Zen? Modern Acupuncture in Westwood is the place that's helping you get centered for the new year. In this busy stretch of stores in Westwood is the place many find their Zen. Modern Acupuncture, the first one in New England. And here is where you'll find Dr. Charles Anderson, owner and trained newborn intensive care doctor who's been practicing medicine for 30 years.
It's one of those things we didn't learn about in medical school. But after you've been practicing medicine for a while, you realize that there's real gaps in what we're able to provide our patients. And this is one of those ways to fill that gap.
Traditionally, acupuncture has been defined as a form of alternative medicine in which thin needles are inserted into the body. It's a key component of traditional Chinese medicine.
3,000 years of doing this, and a lot of it's around increasing blood flow. It's around increasing the way our systems respond. We have certain ways that if we're exposed to certain stimuli, our bodies think about fight or flight. And it's a way that we actually can trigger those different points to actually affect neurotransmitters in the brain, affect blood flow. And when you think about healing, healing is about blood flow. When we think about even the way our brains function, we always talk about, you need good blood flow, you need to eat well, you need to stay well hydrated so that you're perfusing all your organs, and so they're really working at their optimal conditioning. And that's really what a big part of acupuncture is about.
There are 37 modern acupuncturists nationwide, with plans to expand in New England. They're putting up 3 to 4 a month. Now the sky is the limit. Anderson says he plans to open 30 franchises in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut in the next 7 years. And for those squeamish about needles, Anderson says these are not the needles you're used to.
Acupuncture needles, you can fit almost a dozen of these inside of the traditional needle that we think of when we think of needles in medicine. They're like hairs when they go in. And they're not even designed to go really into the skin. They're just at the surface of the skin, which is very different from a traditional needle that goes through the dermis of the skin into blood vessels or other things. So this is very, very, very different, and it's something you really have to experience. So what I tell people is, A, it's very different. It's not what you think about when you think about a needle and you think about medicine. B, you really have to see it for yourself.
Most acupuncture places cost hundreds of dollars a month, but Anderson didn't want modern acupuncture to be cost prohibitive. Here, 2 sessions cost less than $80 per month.
When people think of acupuncture, what I love them to think about is this is about true beauty, which is not just how I look, it's how I feel. It's how I fit into the world, how I interact with my family, how I interact with my colleagues at work, how I interact with myself, how I think about myself. I want people to equate that feeling, that great sensation of being alive, with what you can get by tending to this part of one's health and well-being. And acupuncture is part of that equation.
Dr. Anderson says modern acupuncture has performed 600 treatments since opening in November, with more than 200 patients and counting.